6,000 years ago, in the span of 6 days, the earth was created. Then, men and women were created, and as you can see here, some were giants, towering over 10 feet tall. These humans, otherwise known as the biblical Nephilims, roamed the earth. They fought wars and established civilizations, built and burned bridges, and filled the world with wonder. These people were the first humans. Or were they? People throughout history claim to have discovered ancient giant human remains. Around the world, amateur archaeologists purport evidence of remains belonging to humans, with femurs the size of adults and skulls as large as a whale's heart. But is the evidence reliable? Who is making these claims? How can we make sure that the images are not doctored? In this video, all these questions will be answered, as we get to the truth of what could be archaeology's, indeed, all of humanity's, most important discovery. But first, what is really being claimed here? We'll set aside the question of the age of the Earth, as that requires a video in and of itself. For now, we'll stick to the claims of giant bones. The first claim is simple. There is evidence of giant bones, and those bones belong to humans. Take, for example, this picture, claimed to have been excavated in northern India by a team of archaeologists allegedly working for National Geographic. This image shares many qualities with the other purported giants. In it, we see a human, ostensibly for reference, in a cropped skeleton that is clearly much larger than the excavator. This particular photograph first appeared in 2002, though its first viral debut did not occur until 2004, during which hundreds of blogs shared and reshared the image with titles such as "Giant Skeleton Unearthed." It enjoyed a brief revival in 2007, though its fate was quickly sealed as it became clear that the image, along with the many others, showed evidence of Photoshop. So where did it come from? In reality, this particular image was originally hosted in 2002 on a website for a company called Worth 1000, devoted to hosting contests in which entrants show off their skills at manipulating photographs using digital editing programs. This particular picture was an entry from one of the site's archaeological anomalies competitions, in which entrants vied to create the most realistic archaeological hoaxes. Quote, "Your job is to show a picture of an archaeological discovery that looks so real, had it not appeared at Worth 1000, people might have done a double take." This image was not an isolated event. Without exception, every image that purports the existence of, quote, giant humanoids, after careful analysis, turn out to be doctored in some way. In other words, the evidence of Photoshop is clear. But surely we can't analyze every single instance of alleged giant bones and determine whether or not the images were doctored. So how can we settle the controversy? Simple. We ask, is it biologically possible for human skeletons to be that large? We won't keep you waiting. The answer is no. For humans to achieve heights exceeding 8 to 9 feet, our underlying bone structure would have to change drastically. This is due to what is known as the square cube law, which is intimately tied to the concept of surface area to volume ratio. Both concepts relate the rate at which an object's volume increases to its surface area, one in terms of cubes and the other in terms of biological organisms. They essentially conclude the same notion, that if an object or animal doubles its surface area, its volume actually increases 4 times. If you triple an object's surface area, its volume increases 9 times. So what does this have to do with our giant skeletons? Well, simply put, it means that they cannot exist. If we look at the leg bones of a mouse, a human, and an elephant, for example, and scale them so the links are the same, they might look something like this. Note that the elephant's leg bone is considerably thicker than the human's, and the human's is thicker than the mouse. A human shrunk down to the size of a mouse would have limbs that the human couldn't move. They would be too heavy. Giants like the Nephilims, that supposedly stood anywhere from 10 to 20 feet tall, would also be impossible, because their form would have to be so drastically changed in order to accommodate the increase in size. Unfortunately, would no longer look human. The debunking stands on 2 premises. First, every image that alleges proof of giant skeletons is clearly photoshopped. And secondly, the square cube law makes it a physical impossibility that humanoids of the size represented by these bones could have ever existed. So what's the truth about giant bones? It's that they're a hoax.